Shearer, Tina Paz.
Yes, Your Honor.
If you would both raise your right hands for me, please. Swear the testimony in this case to be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'm the one who issued the temporary protection order in this case based on allegations that Ms. Paz drove her vehicle towards Ms. Shearer and some other people and then made them jump out of the way and circled around them. And I believe I read that there is an active investigation. I believe I don't know if Sheriff's Office or Olympia Police was called, Ms. Shearer, which one?
What was your question?
What law enforcement agency responded?
Lacey. I spoke to Sergeant.
And is there an ongoing investigation? Has it been closed?
Yeah, they were going to send it to the prosecutor's office because I already have a protection order against her daughter for an assault.
Right.
And they were going to let the prosecutor decide what to do in this matter.
Okay. Do you know if that's happened?
I know that they sent it to the prosecutor. I've not spoke with the prosecutor yet. They said that they were sending it to the prosecutor, and if the prosecutor found it a violation of the protection order, they would have a warrant out for Alana's arrest.
Welcome back to the channel where courtroom chaos meets reality checks. Today's hearing is a suburban showdown that could be straight out of a reality show, except this drama unfolds under oath. Meet Jamie Shearer, a self-proclaimed neighborhood victim who's been filing protection orders left and right like they're coupons at checkout. And on the other side, Tina Paz, the mother of the woman Jamie claims almost ran her down with a car. But karma, as they say, has a way of circling back. And this time, the tables are about to turn in spectacular fashion.
I was able to see them.
Okay. So that's not my question. My question, Ms. Shearer, is your understanding as to the referral to the prosecutor's office was concerning Ms. Paz or concerning Ms. Woodward?
I think both. Okay. I'm not really sure.
Okay. All right. Well, since I'm going to take these one at a time for Ms. Paz, since you're before me now, and Ms. Woodward, if you come when I ask you to participate, there is the possibility that the matter may be at the Lacey prosecutor's office for consideration. And I will indicate to each of you that you have been, for Ms. Paz now, I've placed you under oath. Anything you say could be used against you in a criminal prosecution. And if you were to have an attorney with you right now, since there is the possibility of a criminal prosecution, I don't see a charge yet having been filed. But if there is the possibility of a criminal prosecution, I'm quite confident that an attorney would tell you, do not say anything.
Okay.
Because you run the risk of hurting your interests if a criminal charge is ultimately filed. So for right now, since it's Ms. Paz that's before me, Ms. Paz, you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you have any question about that?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm not telling you can't say something. I'm letting you know that given what I've been told, there is the possibility at least of a criminal charge, and you would run great risk if you say anything at all.
Okay, my intent, all I know is my intent was not to run anybody over. I pulled in, I thought I saw my daughter by the mailbox. I went to go to loop around, and as I was looping,
She's not just filing protection orders, she's trying to steer a criminal case by pure willpower. But here's the thing, allegations don't equal evidence. And the judge? He's already signaling caution. He reminds everyone about due process, about the risk of self-incrimination, basically saying, this isn't Facebook drama, this is court. That reminder alone tells us he's seen this act before. Judges know when a witness is more invested in winning a feud than seeking justice. And Jamie's obsession with Alana is starting to raise red flags all over the place.
Paz, say anything to you upon exiting the car.
Yep. I said, that's Alana's mom. She goes, yep, sure is. Just like that. That happened, I swear.
I don't recall that.
Of course you don't.
Okay. I don't want you speaking to one another. You're only speaking to me.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. And Ms. Shearer, tell me what's been the why do you and Ms. Woodward have this beef going on? What's the underlying story there?
We were friends, and then one day she started sending me awful messages on Facebook Messenger. And because I didn't give her the response that she was wanting, she showed up at my front door with my children present in my home. She busted through my front door when I opened it because she said she just wanted to have a conversation. And then she proceeded to assault me on my living room floor, beat the crap out of me, giving me a moderate concussion, a bloody nose, bruises all over my body in front of my 1-year-old son and my 14-year-old son, who was begging Alana to get off of me, and the neighbor had to come and pull her off of me. I did not even touch her.
That is not true, Your Honor. There are multiple.
Okay. Yeah,
That is
I
true.
haven't asked you anything yet, Ms. Woodward.
Yeah.
That is true.
And is that what the police report was filed on? Was it that, or was it the driving incident?
The driving incident.
Okay, now let me ask, this is to Ms. Shearer.
Oh,
There were police reports for both incidents, and Alana was charged for the assault that she did on me. And yes, it happened. And since then, other neighbors are threatening to assault me because of Alana. I don't even feel safe in my home now. They're trying to force me out of my apartments.
Okay. All right. So you currently have a protection order against Ms. Woodward, and that
Mhm.
order expired.
Classic Karen moment here. When logic fails, cite the speed limit. Jamie shifts gears from alleged victim to traffic enforcer, forgetting this isn't about 5 miles per hour signs. It's about intent and evidence. The tone in her voice screams control. These cases often expose how personal grudges evolve into legal crusades. Every neighborhood has one person who polices everyone else, and Jamie fits the mold.
Do not say a word unless I ask you a question, please. You sit and listen. That's all you do.
the reason for me to go there was to assist my daughter in calling the sheriff's department in order to figure out what we could do for her screaming at all the kids in the neighborhood for the last 2 weeks. Because once this thing happened with her and my daughter, everything was fine. The kids played fine. We all played at the park together. Nobody said a word to anybody for at least 2 months, a month. And then within the last 2 weeks before this incident, my grandson had came home for about 4 or 5 times crying that she was yelling at everybody not to play with him. He's 4 years old. He doesn't understand. We just didn't know what else we could do when somebody is screaming at a 4-year-old.
All right. Thank you.
May I say something?
No, not yet. I'll let you know.
Okay.
And Ms. Paz, do you live in the same unit, or you were just there visiting your daughter?
I was just going there because my daughter was going to call the police. I live at a different residence.
Okay.
I only go there to assist my daughter. I barely even see Jamie.
Ms. Paz, I have continued the temporary order that I previously entered in this case. You're to have no contact with Ms. Shearer or her children, and not harm them in any way, and you are ordered to stay 10 feet away from Ms. Shearer and her children, and 10 feet from their residence, 10 feet from the vehicle owned by Ms. Shearer, and 10 feet away from her children.
This is where the emotional temperature spikes. Jamie's recounting of an assault sounds vivid, maybe even rehearsed. But notice the instant contradiction from Alana, who's barely allowed to respond. For viewers, this is the moment to pause and remember. Family-style feuds in small communities often come down to he said, she said. The judge has to untangle memory, motive, and emotion, and every exaggeration chips away at credibility. So while Jamie paints herself as the hero, The cracks in her story, and her need to control the narrative, are starting to show.
Did not issue a temporary order at the time of your last hearing. Tell me briefly why you think you need a protection order.
Been so many situations. This protection order is more for my children than it is for me. Of Jamie bullying my son, yelling at my son, like my mom said. He come home crying on occasions. I'm normally outside with him. I just stay on the back porch or on the front porch because anytime I'm anywhere else located in the apartment, this is seems to be very triggering for Miss Shearer. She's tried to call the police for multiple occasions. The police have told themselves that I should get a protection order against her. My attorney has told me to get a protection order against her because the things that she's been doing should not be okay. They should not be allowed. My son, like my mom said, is only 4 years old, and I've tried to explain to him multiple times about, why this is happening and everything, but an adult should not be able to bully a 4-year-old the way that she does. She also yells at the neighbors' children. All of the parents are too scared to say something to her. One of them has tried to say something to her the other day, and Jamie was screaming at her in the parking lot, as well as her son, for just simply saying kid. He's not allowed to just, live freely in our apartment complex because of her. And I just don't know what else to do other than to get a protection order for him so she can. Or I don't know what party is, but bullying other children in the neighborhood who are not even her own.
Now watch how quickly Tina's calm explanation flips the dynamic. She doesn't shout, she doesn't overreact, she just lays out her side. A grandmother defending her 4-year-old grandson from a bullying neighbor. It's simple, clear, and exactly the tone judges respect. Jamie, on the other hand, can't help herself. She interrupts, argues, and digs a deeper hole. The judge's response? A stern, do not speak unless addressed. That's courtroom language for, I've had enough. Moments like this remind us that silence can be more powerful than outrage, and Tina's composure is winning her quiet credibility point by point.
How I act around kids when she beat me up in front of my children. So,
Okay,
first of all,
that's
I
not
want to tell
that's
you,
the point.
I want to tell you,
Miss Sheriff, stop.
I'm trying to
Answer
tell
my
you.
question. No, okay, my question is, do you have contact with Ms. Woodward's children? I'm not worried about Ms. Woodward. I'm just asking her children.
No, in fact, my nephew plays with her child, and that's fine. But tell me why my 15-year-old and 10-year-old would want to play with her kid. There is absolutely no way they even want to play with her 4-year-old. She's like trying to force it to happen. And the other neighbor kids don't play with her kid over my kids because they've been friends with my kids for the 8 years we've lived here. We've lived here longer than she has. So I don't tell the other kids not to play with her kid. I tell them not to play with my kids at the same time as her kid. And as a mother, that is within my right to not have her children or anyone associated with her around my children after the assault. I don't want anybody in her family or in her circle to associate with my family. In fact, I have a protection order against Alana, which involves my kids, so she shouldn't be nowhere near my kids. And Alana came into my parking lot near my home the other day. She doesn't stay away from my home.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. And when her kid says hi, I say hi. I'm nice to him.
No, you're not. He doesn't say that.
Stop.
You're not supposed to
You're
talk
not
to me. We have
talk-
a protection order. I just want them to leave
All
me
right.
alone.
So, Ms. Shearer, I have ordered that you have no contact with Ms. Woodward or her children.
That's fine. I haven't contacted her since she assaulted me.
Just listen to me, please. You're to have no contact with Ms. Woodward or her children. Those are the only restrictions on this order. This order will be in effect for 1 year from today's date, Ms. Woodward. If you need it renewed, you have to come back to court and ask for that. You both are present here. Ms. Shearer, you've heard what the restrictions are, that you have no contact with Ms. Woodward or her children.
I already don't, so that's fine with me.
A copy of the order that I've signed will be available to each of you if you wish to get a copy of it through district court, but it does not need to be served since you're both present.
Legal victories based on perception rarely last long, and Jamie's about to find out what poetic justice feels like. Because in just moments, the very person she accused, Alana Woodward, is now filing her own protection order. This is courtroom karma in real time. The same judge, same rules, but now the roles are reversed. Watch carefully how tone, demeanor, and emotional control completely change the outcome.
Sure, good morning again. All right, we do have proof of service on Ms. Heron on the 30th of September.
Mhm. Your Honor, may I say something?
Hold on just a minute.
Okay.
Ms. Shearer, what do you have to say?
So all of these cases that I keep having to get protections order on are neighbors that all relate back to Alana Woodward, because now another neighbor spent an entire night harassing me after Alana was by my house, and I called the police because I had a protection order against Alana that says she can't be by my home or on my property. And so the neighbor that's friends with her spent the entire night texting me, messaging me on Facebook, and just harassing me all night. This issue with Alana is just ongoing, and I didn't go get an order against that neighbor. But I mean, how many orders do I have to get against neighbors because Alana is like, it's just an ongoing issue.
Can't answer that for you. We can only do one person at a time, so we'll do one for Ms. Heron. It's not here today.
That neighbor has not harassed me again, but if she does, can I come back and get an order against her?
You can petition for it. I can't,
Okay.
without reviewing the petition, I can't say one way or
But
the
you're saying I can come back and request it. Okay.
Yep.
But as far as this case goes, yeah. Like I said, I'm about to be her neighbor on November 1st, and I would just like that she... What?
Said I saw that. I saw that in there.
Yeah, so I would just really like it if I could just get this order granted and she could just not be on my property, not have any communication with me and my family, not harm us or anything, so that we can just go about our lives as neighbors peacefully.
Yeah, I have signed I will sign the full order here.
Thank you.
It'll be in effect 1 year from today's date. If you want it renewed, you'll have to come back to court and ask for it to be renewed.
I appreciate it because, like I said, she has came through my front door before, and it's just, not a safe feeling. What
It's
does
under the
this
same
order
terms as the
state?
temporary. I'm sorry?
So if we're neighbors, can that 10 feet thing be in effect?
That's going to be up to the managers of the apartment complex. You show them the order and they'll figure out what they're going to do about it.
Okay, and then is there any way to add to not be on my property or near my vehicle? Because I'm worried about her doing anything to my stuff or being on my property.
Okay. Yeah, she made a threat to your vehicle. She think to your vehicle?
She hasn't, but the day that she threatened me, she parked right behind my vehicle, which made me super nervous. And she, like I said, she's definitely entered my home before, pushed my front door through my front door. So I definitely want the property thing for sure.
I'll add those, but what that's going to mean is this order doesn't take effect until it's served on her once again, since I'm changing the order. So
that's okay, as long as she can get served again and it has those things in it. I'm good with that.
Okay, I've added those conditions that should not go within 10 feet of you, your residence, your vehicle, or your children.
But that is not a temporary, right? This will be the full order.
1 year from today's date.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you so much. So, and it will include the vehicle and the property, but she has to be served with that so she knows her rights and what she's restricted from.
That's exactly correct.
Alana's testimony brings a different kind of energy. It's grounded, maternal, and protective. Instead of anger, she speaks about fear and exhaustion. When she says, "This order is more for my children than for me," that's a powerful framing. Judges listen closely to statements like that because they focus on safety, Not revenge. What's fascinating is how the neighborhood conflict morphs from adult grudges into child welfare, the ultimate emotional lever. And the fact that multiple parents feel intimidated by Jamie.
The file number is 25-14039 FH. Appearances from council, please.
Joanna Carey for the people.
I'm Jeff Harrison. I'm here on behalf of Mr. DeMambro. I apologize.
Thank you. Mr. DeMambro joins us today via Zoom from a Department of Corrections facility. Mr. DeMambro, are you able to see and hear the court this morning, sir?
Yes, Your Honor, I am.
Thank you. Mr. Kevin Stapleton is also here today from the Michigan Department of Corrections, and he has prepared today's pre-sentence investigation report. We are here today for a sentencing in this case involving a conviction of 2 charges. The conviction stemmed from a jury trial that occurred back on August 26th of this year. Let me take a quick look to see if I had any notes or possible corrections. All right. I did not notice any need for correction. I'll start with Mr. Harrison while we're waiting for Ms. Carey to catch up. Mr. Harrison, any amendments, corrections, or objections to make to the content of the pre-sentence investigation report?
There are none, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Ms. Carey, how about the people? Did I give you enough time?
No.
Okay. We'll note that Mr. DeMambro is currently in jail because he had a parole violation. Is that right, Mr. Harrison?
I was unaware
Prison, I
that
mean.
he was convicted in Lake County
Oh, okay. Was it another? Yes.
July 1st.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's correct. So that's why the pretrial credit only ran from February 20th.
Right, to July 1st.
Excuse me. Thank you.
And there it is, poetic balance. The judge grants a protection order against Jamie Shear, giving Alana the same legal shield Jamie once weaponized against her. It's a rare, satisfying moment of courtroom symmetry. 2 opposing sides, 2 identical rulings, and 1 clear message. Harassment cuts both ways. The lesson? Court isn't a stage for neighborhood drama. It's a place where truth meets accountability. Jamie's downfall came not from one act but from her inability to let go.